Sunday morning, we make the journey to the hospital at 6 a.m. in the morning. It is snowing outside. It is bloody freezing. It's cold. And we're going to the Alexandra Hospital. Now, here's the thing. I generally mean this. I'm not saying this to make out that I'm some hard nut or anything like that. I'm not scared of this operation. I'm generally not scared of the operation. I've had about 10,000 needles at this point. They just don't scare me at all. And I know that obviously with these surgeries, you're asleep through it anyway. So you go in, you get prepped, you wake up and it's all done and dusted. So I'm really not scared at all. I just don't want the colostomy bag, which I probably said 40 times in the last video. I just don't want that. That's the only thing that I don't want. I don't want a colostomy bag. So we go to the hospital. We get checked in like a hotel. We checked in. We go to the little side room. Hopefully I'd be going back to that room in a couple of days. So we know we're going to be in the hospital for at least a week, but part of coming out of surgery, I'm going to be in intensive care. Because it's a big surgery, but this is the room that I'll be eventually going back to after I was cleared from ICU. They came in with these paper towel pants. Paper towel pants, great. What the hell's the point of these pants? I mean, they hide nothing. They do nothing. If you do need to wet yourself, you're going to wet these to shreds. So I don't see the point of these. And then you get the overall the gown, the hospital gown that shows your arse off. So again, the designers of these just they're doing it with, I think they just want to make people laugh anyway. So anyway, I've got these pointless paper pants. I've got this pointless gown that shows off my arse in these see-through paper pants, and it's a couple of hours go by. We're talking, and they come down. The porters come down. It's right, Mr. Anderson, we're ready to take you down to get, it's time. Now the time is here. So okay, right. So give everybody a hug, give Linda a kiss, tell her everything's going to be fine. She's scared to death. Uncle and Sandy are scared to death. But I said, look, guys, I've got this. Don't worry. It's fine. I'll see you in a couple of hours. No, it's not going to be a couple of hours. And then they offered me a wheelchair to go down to the pre-prep part. I said, no, it's all right, I'll walk. I don't need any of those wheelchair things. Let's walk. So we walked down through the bowels of the hospital. Bowels, no pun intended. Bowels of the hospital. Into this prep room with all this kit. Through the prep room is the surgery room where all the doctors are getting ready to do all this thing. So, right, Mr. Anderson, we're going to get you hooked up. We're going to give you all this lovely drugs that's going to knock you out, and it's going to make you go numb in places we need you to go numb in, and all that kind of jazz. And you're going to be having obviously this thing go down your throat to help you breathe during the surgery and stuff. So I said, am I going to be awake for that? So no, you won't feel that at all. You won't know that, and you won't feel it coming out. Fucking liar, because I did feel that thing come out, whether I was part awake or something, but I did feel that thing come out. That was horrible. Anyway, back to the pre-prep room. So I've got to have one of those injections in the back to numb you all up. I can't think what it's called right now. I know it's going to come back to me at some point, but those big needles that they stick in your back to numb you all up. So I've got to have one of those. So he does it. Lumbar, no, it'll come back to me. Anyway, he sticks this great big sodding needle in my back, and yeah, it does hurt, but it's nothing I'm not really used to. I can take it. So he sticks that in there, and he's poking around and he's wiggling it and doing all sorts of things. And to take my mind off of it, there's a medical rack in front of me, and I'm reading all the names of the instruments on this medical rack, and I'm hoping by the time I get to the end of it, he's finished and we're done. No, he's not. Unfortunately, he's gone it at the wrong angle, and he can't get the angle that he needs. So he says, Mr. Anderson, I'm so sorry, we're going to have to do that again. Oh, yeah, second time. It's a good thing I'm hard, isn't it? So anyway, he goes for a second time. Take a little bit longer as well, but this time he gets it in. And he says, right, you've done that now. We've got the wires in. I can't see anything, but apparently there's all these things sticking out of me at the back of me and in the side of me and all that kind of lovely stuff. And he says, right, I'm going to get you to lay down now. And now comes the time that we're going to put you to sleep. I says, oh, okay then. So what am I going to do? Count back from 10. He says, right, I don't know. What do you want to try and do? Let's try and do the alphabet. I says, right, let's see how far I can get. I think I made C or D. And then that was it. So what do I remember about the surgery? I remember them taking the tube out of my throat. I remember that distinctively, how uncomfortable that was. It was literally like you're choking and you can't breathe. So I do remember that. And the dream I had, I was in a new build site where they were building houses, and I was standing in the middle of the foundation of one of these houses, and it was raining. I remember it raining. I remember it feeling cold, but I remember it was raining down on me. And that's what I remember. That's the dream. And then, bing, awake. I'm awake. Yes, fucking did it. Got through it. I'm in the ICU area. So the first thing I do is take my hand and feel down below. I'm not being a pervert. I'm not trying to play with myself or anything, but I had to find out there and then if I had the bag. I've got the bag. I had the colostomy bag. And yeah, it was disappointing. The one thing I didn't want, you can't pick and choose. I've got no say over that whatsoever, but the bag was there. I could feel it. And okay, so let's just forget about that now. Let's deal with other stuff. But I've got the bag. And it's dark outside. And I'm like, oh, God, what time is it? It says, oh, it's just gone 8 o'clock almost. Yeah, it's about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Okay, now, how long have I been under? You've been under a fair while. My throat's really dry. They keep giving me sips of drink. I managed to, I'd lost my phone at this point, which is a bone of contention of how I lost my phone. For some reason, people think I threw my phone away. But anyway, I lost my phone. I managed to get that back the next day. But they got a phone. They called Belinda. Belinda was like, oh, thank God, I'm so happy. We got so scared. They couldn't wake you up. When they tried to bring you around, they've tried to bring you around several times. They couldn't wake you up. It got so bad that they were actually calling the liver doctor to get him back in to see if he could do something, because I just wasn't waking up. And apparently just ping, I woke up. Whatever was keeping me asleep, it just wore off and I woke up. So that was good. And that's it. I can't really say any much more about the surgery because it was really that simple. It was, you go to sleep, you wake up, you're done. You've got a dry mouth and that's it. What I did get to see, however, because she showed me in a mirror, if anybody's ever watched Star Trek, there is a race of alien beings, a right load of gits called the Borg. Well, basically, they've got all these pipes and stuff hanging out of them and drilled into them and stuff. That's what I looked like. I had all of these pipes and tubes sticking out of me at the back. They were in my stomach, they were on my back, they were absolutely everywhere. But I couldn't feel a pissing thing because I'm on all of these drugs. I can't feel any of it. So that's great. And then I have a bit more water because my mouth was just literally so dry. There were sips of water. And then I fall back asleep. And then the real test begins. Up until this point, everything's been relatively simple with the chemotherapy, the diabetes, the side effects, the mouth ulcers. Everything I've experienced up until this point has been relatively simple. Now it actually begins. Boy, was I not prepared for this. But I'll go through that in the next video.